I'm Joe Bianca. I'm an ownership advisor at West Point Thoroughbreds, and like many people in this game, I got into it on the horse player side. I had a buddy whose dad would make bets on the Triple Crown races for us when I was about 12, 13 years old. One year I decided to do it on my own, and it happened to be the 2003 Kentucky Derby when Funnyside won at 12-1. The Tri paid $600. As a 16-year-old, that was more money than I'd ever seen in my life, and I was like, wow, this is easy. So that summer, I taught myself to read the racing forum. I spent a lot of time in the New York City OTBs, the youngest person in there by about 30 years. I can still smell the cheap cologne if I really focus on it. But that really kicked off my passion for racing, and it's been a lifelong thing since then. I worked at the Thoroughbred Daily News to get my foot in the door of the racing industry. I was there for 7 years. I was a writer, editor. I hosted the Writers Room podcast, which is still going on. And that's how I met Terry Finley. Terry was a 4 or 5 time guest on the Writers Room. And when I was looking to branch out and maybe do something a little different, I called Terry and I said, hey, Terry, do you have any media contacts or anything in racing? And he thought about it for a little bit, and then he came back to me and he said, you want to come work for me? And it's been such a joy and such a extension of my passion that I never thought that I would have. You know, being with partners and seeing the excitement and the electricity that they feel when they have horses come around the turn with a chance to win. I get to live vicariously through all of them and through all of our horses. It's been an absolute pleasure. And just to be up close with the animals too has given me a whole new appreciation for the sport and for the people and for the horses and all the work behind the scenes that goes into that racing product. So it's been a blast. You know, I love working with the West Point partners. That's this kind of passionate community of horse lovers has been just such a pleasure and such a privilege to be part of. And, you know, it's always exciting to have horses on the Derby Trail. We're here at the Ocala sales right now. Hope springs eternal in this game, especially when you got the right people in it, making the decisions and putting up the money and the investment to do it. It's been a blast working with the West Point partners and the West Point family, and there's so much exciting stuff to come. Can't wait to experience it with all of you.